Okay, the DMU, or the decision-making unit, which we've referred to in past videos, is a concept that everyone needs to understand in order to close a sale. Remember, we're talking about incrementally moving through the pipeline during the sales conversation. You're going to be researching your audience and asking lots of questions, and you want to identify a bunch of key elements. One of those key elements is the decision-making unit. The decision-making unit is the person or the group of people who make the buying decision. The reason it's called the decision-making unit is because it's not always one person. It can be a number of people. It can be a committee. It can be folks that aren't even associated with the company or with your target. So make sure that you identify through all of your questions and in your sales conversation who that decision-making unit is. Often you're going to be wrong about who this is. You think you will know, and you will be wrong. So ask questions, questions, questions. Keep asking questions about who controls the budget. Whose permission do you need to get this done? Very often people will say, oh, I control the budget and I make the decision. But really they have to go to their boss to get a final decision. So if you haven't involved the boss in the conversation yet, you still haven't identified the entire decision-making unit. Very, very often salespeople will lose sales because they think they are positive about who this is and they are wrong. So ask questions about, well, do you have to get permission from your boss, or how does that work, or when do you make a budget decision? Sometimes it has to do with geography, sometimes it has to do with people in the company, other times it has to do with budgeting and money. Find a key contact inside of the decision-making unit. If it's one person, it's one person, that's your key contact. But if it's a committee of people or 3 people, find someone who's your advocate, who likes your product and wants to get the deal done, and make them your key contact. So when you do learn information about who the DMU is, go back and ask your key contact if that's true. Often someone in the company or organization will tell you something that you think is correct, and when you ask your key contact, they'll disagree with you. Often the DMU will have overlapping responsibilities and therefore a different buying motive. So we do different things inside the company, so we want this product for different reasons. It may make the CFO more efficient, and it may make the CTO less efficient. He or she may have another project. So find out if you need to get the CFO and the CTO to agree. You're going to have to sell harder and spend more time on the CTO who views this as an additional product. So find out what their buying motives are. Also, be very conscious of personal politics and history inside of the decision-making units. If you can, ask questions in an acceptable social way about how people get along and how long they've worked with one another and what they think of one another. That becomes very important inside of the DMU. So remember, during the sales conversation, key element you want to identify, decision-making unit. Who are they? It's the people who can control the budget and make the decision to buy your product. It may be very simple if it's an individual or if it's an online sale, but if it's a larger product, it can sometimes be a group situation. Given that, be conscious of group dynamics. Why are they buying? What's their personal histories, etc.